The FujiCast is an independent loading zone production.
Kev, this time tomorrow, you will be leaving on a jet plane. You're going about as light as you can possibly go, aren't you?
Well, kind of. I am taking a underplane bag this time because I'm going for so long, so I'll need to take quite a bit of stuff in terms of...
Oh, you are? You're packing...
laptops and cameras and things, but yes.
I thought you were just going on board with just one small hold carry-on thingy and, you know...
Normally we do, yeah.
One pair of spare pants and that's it.
No, I've got stuff I need to take with me, yeah.
How much are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, so...
what will you be doing this time tomorrow? What's the first place you're headed to, Kev?
I'm going to go to Mercadona.
Yep.
I'm going to pick up some food and some drinks, go to the house. All of that will take about 40 minutes after I've picked up the car. And then I will switch the water on, switch the electric on, switch the internet on, and run the pool pump, shock the pool with chlorine, and settle down, watch a bit of football on the telly perhaps, with a beer outside. That's the plan.
With all of those scorpions.
Go around with my spray gun and get rid of all of the little critters that are trying to get in through the windows.
Oh yeah, you need to defumigate the place or whatever that phrase is, but before Gemma arrives, because she doesn't want. I don't want to repeat of that thing you told me about.
There's lots of other people coming before Gemma gets there that needs to be defumigated for. That's for sure.
The FujiCast.
All right, welcome to the FujiCast. It's going to be a very different episode today, Kev. A very, very different episode. But and I know you feel this as well. We don't want it to be one tinged with sadness or any. You know, when I've said for years at weddings, Kev, I've always said to the clients, on the day when it comes to the end of the day, I don't make a big fuss of coming up to you and saying the photographer is leaving the building in some sort of Shakespearean tragedy way. I just make my way out the back door and wend my way into the night. I'm not good at those sort of big goodbyes. You just leave the venue, don't you?
Yeah, I never say goodbye unless I pass them on the way out.
Oh yeah, I'd never avoid them. So I guess we should do the news straight away, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Because there was even you didn't know this was coming. So it feels to me, Kev, a bit like it's not you, it's me. Conversation. After 6 years, Kev, of being happily married to you on the FujiCast podcast, I'm leaving you. I'm taking my bags, Kev, and I'm moving out.
Yeah. Is it 6 years? I thought it was longer than that.
Well, when did we start? Was it 2019? No.
It was 2018, wasn't it?
It cannot be 2018.
We've been doing it a good couple of years before COVID.
Have we? I thought the whole thing sort of started... 2019. Oh, so, blimey, Kev. Is that this has lasted longer than my first marriage and any of my radio contracts.
Yeah.
All put together. Yes, I'm afraid to say that we are... Well, when I say stopping the podcast is stopping for the moment. And who knows in the future? Maybe we'll do some episodes. Maybe Kev will find a new marriage partner in this. Would you think about auditioning for a replacement for me?
I don't think there's anything that can replace you, Neil.
Anything stupid enough. I've so enjoyed doing this with you, Kev. I really have, and I suppose, Kev, you're going to have something to say about this. But let me just start by saying that it was my decision. It's not a dramatic goodbye. It's not the result of a fallout or any great crisis. I think for me, it's more about recognizing when I don't know, when something's reached a natural point. For me, that is anyway. I know that I've been thinking a lot about this. I've been writing about this as well of late. That part of this creative life, as such, is knowing when to begin things, like you did with weddings.
Yeah.
Although it wasn't the most perfect moment in your life, was it? Gemma was pregnant with with Rosa, and you came home and said, "Listen, I'm going to give up this wonderfully paid job I've got in London with what all those benefits you had, and I'm going to become a wedding photographer." But creative life is knowing when to begin things, and the other bit is something I'm not very good at, and it's knowing when to say, "Do you know, I think this has come to an end," and that's where I got to, but it's been a huge part of my life. I mean, the friendship with you and the laughter that we've had in this incredible community. I mean, COVID in particular, Kev, good Lord, what would we have done without each other over COVID?
Gone into rehab.
Together. There were conversations during that time which were very honest. Was it how many days was it, Kev?
73, I think we did. Consecutive days, yeah.
Half an hour a day.
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
And the show sort of, it's changed, it's moved, it's become, it was weekly, it became monthly, it became bi-monthly or whatever, bi-weekly or whatever we ended up calling it. But one thing I've noticed over the last couple of years in particular is that my interests have probably shifted. And I think you've recognised that as well, Kev, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It makes sense.
I mean, you've got super technical curiosity, and I've got a big gap in that area. You're so good with firmware and lenses and knowing your stuff, and I know that I suppose I'm more about the why these days and the how. Not to suggest you're not, by the way. It's just that you're capable probably of doing both, whereas I'm not. Anyway, I've talked a lot. Do you want to say anything?
It makes perfect sense. I totally respect that. You want to move on and do different things, and absolutely, timing's right for you, 100%. So, as Neil said, the podcast will cease effectively. What that means in practicality terms, we're not 100% sure of yet. I'll keep the Facebook page going. Those of you that are on our patrons, I will cancel the patron as of this week, this recording week. So I'm not sure how that manifests itself. You'll probably get an email that says it's cancelled and there'll be no more payments. I will take custodianship, if you like, of the archive.
Yeah.
With potential then, if it does ever kind of resurrect itself in the future, whether that's with you or someone else or just me or whatever, then we've got options there. So it will be ceasing.
I don't know how you feel, Kev, but I'd love to come back and do some Christmas ones with you.
Yeah.
When somebody gets a surprise in their podcast feed and thinks, "Oh, bloody hell, Kev and Neil have gone and done something."
Yeah, so ultimately, don't unsubscribe.
No, don't unsubscribe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't unsubscribe. Yeah, leave it there.
Don't expect.
Don't subscribe, but don't expect. But I do want to say that it wasn't Kev's decision. It was me. So if you're looking for a what would you call it, a villain in all this, it's me, not Kev.
No, it's not a villain thing. It's it's timing. It's fine. It all makes sense.
I've got to say as well, Kev, and this is part of the conversation we had the other day in finding time. It's not that the FujiCast takes an inexorable amount of time. I mean, it does take time. I don't think people, Kev, appreciate just how long it takes, even if you do it every other week. There's a lot of hours that go into making it, editing it, doing all the written work for it, and so on and so forth. And you, obviously, with how you support it as well. It takes time. But it's not just about the time. But I have to say that I've taken a good hard look at myself of late with the business of weddings. And and I know I need to work much harder on that. And so I shall be doing that as part of this as well. And I also gave up the Halfway to Maybe podcast, which was I was writing and having a great amount of fun doing. But I think you've got to know sometimes when to say, look, let me concentrate on that, and I'm going to be concentrating on the Photowalk podcast. It does bring in not a living wage, but certainly something towards a wage, definitely for the family. And it's very much, it's a noisy world at the moment, Kev, and the sort of the peace and the of that podcast is very much up my street at the moment, very much.
Yeah.
So that continues very much so, and we have some trips obviously coming up. Maybe one day, Kev, you'll come on one of these trips with me.
Maybe.
I'd love that, Kev. You and me in Mongolia.
Yeah, I don't go on long haul aeroplanes anymore.
Well, what I'll do is I'll do that.
I'm too old.
Oh no, you're not. Anyway, look. So I'm going to put that over there, and shall we do some questions for old time's sake?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Do you want to start? At this point, you normally say, "I'll start."
Yeah, I'll start. So we've got about 2,500 questions to get through that we never did. So we'll start at number one. No,
Yeah, God.
Ben Niznik, Ben Niznik, who has sent us many questions over the years. So thank you, Ben. Says, Kevin Neale, I have a QQ for you. What is the worst photographic accessory you've both ever owned?
I was about to say light meters that I've never used. I have a collection of them, but I now need them because I'm shooting a bit more film. So that wouldn't be useless, would it? Oh, what would be useless, Kev?
I know what mine is.
Well, boxes.
No, yeah, they're not accessories. They're just air killers. I would say I'm not going to name the brand, but those tablets, pen tablets.
Yeah. No, can I sign up for that one with you then? God, the amount of the money I've wasted on and little keyboards that do shortcutty things with rotary knobs on them.
Yeah, absolutely, that kind of stuff. I know some people swear by them, but I just just never worked for me. I think it might be something to do with my handwriting because my handwriting's awful. Yeah. So how do you expect me to draw on a screen and drag a slider with my kind of handwriting? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think I've probably spent well in excess of about $3,000 on those things over the years, and I've sold
you
every
can't
single
have
one.
Spent that much?
Yeah, they were when they first came out. They were quite expensive, And me being me, I went for the biggest one and the best one and the most expensive one. Then I sold it.
What's a camera that you've bought that you thought, why did I put that on the credit card? What was the point of that purchase?
Well, first of all, I don't have credit cards. I don't believe in credit cards.
You've never had one?
No, I have had one. I just don't have one.
No,
I don't.
Not now. No.
Not since all the trouble.
The trouble. The thing that we don't mention that starts with C and ends with D, with a V in the middle.
I don't know if I've ever had a camera that was truly awful. I mean, I started obviously with the Canon system, and they were great. There was nothing wrong with it. All the Canon cameras I had 5D Mark 1, 2, 1DX, 1D. They were brilliant. There was nothing wrong with them. And then obviously the Fujifilm stuff. I suppose if I think about the Fujifilm cameras that I've owned, and the one I used the least, it's probably the easiest approach, and that would have been the XM1. Right. Although it was the camera that won me my biggest award.
Is that the Japanese skyline picture?
Yeah,
the Tokyo one. Yeah.
And oddly, I won an X100S with that picture. But I never really used that camera. And now, of course, the XM5 is out, which is a great little camera. I don't have one, but there was no real XM2, 3, or 4, I don't think. So yeah, I don't really. I don't know. There isn't any cameras really that I can point at and say you're rubbish. No, really.
I bought a Nikon. What was it? It was a sports camera. It was one of the first digital ones. It was hopeless, Kev. Snowstorm at like 200 ISO. It was awful. It was the worst thing. That was a real lesson. And I stopped going to photographic shows so often after that because they were sort of a money drain, weren't they? Photographic shows.
Gadgets, yeah. You'd think, oh, that looks good.
Yeah,
I'll have that.
I need one of those. Look, another tablet.
I'm guilty of doing that with things like GoPros as well. Not that there's anything wrong with GoPros, but I've kind of signed up fully for those, and then really all I ever did was took underwater pictures of the kids in the swimming pool in Spain.
But they were good.
Investment. Yeah, they were great. Yeah, but it wasn't exactly worth the money. I could have stuck a carrier bag around my X100 and done the same thing. But so I've got a drawer full of little gadgets like that, little
drones.
Things. Yeah, I've got drones. All of my drones are in Spain, so that's fine. That's the only place I ever use them.
Right.
But yeah, all of that stuff. I still pay my drone license every year to the
Do you?
ACC or whatever it's called.
But they're in Spain.
I know. I still do it just in case I bring it back. It's only 19 quid, isn't it? Yeah, you've got.
Was it? I don't know. I don't have a drone. I don't need a license.
So I think I've got to do a real clear out. Once you've buggered off, I'll sort out all my drawers and offer the stuff to people for free.
No, I want to come over on that day, Kev. The only reason I've stayed friends with you all these years is to come and look at that bloody cupboard. This is from Luke Anderson. I have a Fuji X-T5 and an X100 VI. I'd like to start using flashes, but really don't know where to start. Do you have any recommendations for flash photography books or resources? We'll both be in the quite literal dark on this one, perhaps. Ideally, it would walk me through using flash photography step by step by step by step from Luke. Oh, I don't know. This is a subject that,
I'm not going to be able to answer that, but I would point you in the direction of Scott Johnson, probably, who is on the Facebook group, I think.
Oh, yeah, he does some great work, doesn't he? Yeah.
Pretty sure he's whiz with Flash. I don't know whether he does workshops or anything. He does do workshops, so I don't know whether he does Flash workshops specifically, but he's a Fujifilm user and will know all of that stuff. So Scott Johnson, pop his name into Scott Johnson Photography. I think his website is The Edge Photography. Right. And I'm sure you'll be able to find some good stuff there.
Okay. Right, yours, Kev.
Right, quite a big one, a long one. Well, not that long, actually. Lamo Lamond.
Right.
Evening, gents. I currently have an X100 VI and the XH2, which he says in brackets he's not convinced he'll stick with. And have had an X100S, an XT3, and an X100V. Yeah. I recently watched a YouTube video where a pro photographer was returning to Fujifilm an XE3 from Sony. He still uses Sony professionally, but the XE3 for fun. I don't know, that comes up all the time. I use Sony for professionally and Fujifilm for fun.
Does that boil your blood slightly?
It doesn't boil my blood. I'm like, well, surely professional photography should be fun as well. Why would you use cameras that you don't enjoy? But anyway, it's up to them in that. Anyway, he goes on to say, my question is, which sensor in your opinion gave the best images? I'm not talking technical aspects about the advances and in the various cameras. I'm talking about the actual warm, fuzzy feeling the images gave you. Cheers and blah, blah, blah.
Which cameras gave you the fuzzy feeling?
I think it was probably the first ones, but not necessarily. So the original kind of X Pro 1, X100, that kind of stuff. I think XT1 was second gen. So those were the nice ones, I think, the nice images that I really, really liked.
I remember going from the 5D to the 5D2 and being unnecessarily excited by the absolute leap. Although the 5D always had the lovely creamy, like I've got it here actually, Kev. My Fujifilm X Pro 1, which I haven't used for quite a while, and I've sort of dusted off because I want to use it at an event this weekend. That gives me a fuzzy feeling. The X Pro 1, definitely.
Yeah, I would say the first gen, but it's hard to see it. It's hard to, if you look at the pictures side by side, you'd have to really look to see a big difference between the kind of images taken on an X Pro 1 and an X Pro 3, for example.
Really? No, it'd be obvious, wouldn't it?
I think it would be obvious to the trained eye.
But also in low light. I mean, it would be chalk and literal
But that's what he's saying. Don't think about it from a technological point of view.
Right.
He's thinking about it just from the image itself. So, yeah, I mean, there's a certain truth in the fact that the older sensors, I think, had a different character. That doesn't necessarily mean it was better. A lot of people, loved it when the older sensor was retired and then the kind of new X-Trans stuff came along. But yeah, I mean, I really love the images out of the GFX 100. I think they are beautiful. They're really easy to use, really easy to edit. And I can't get anything like that out of any of my other cameras.
That's what you use for your
X100 out the door, but
that's what you use for your studio stuff, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just realised now, Kev. About a month ago, I asked you if you'd do my portraits. I'm now going to have to pay.
Yes, you will. The price has gone up now.
Before it was come over, have a cup of coffee. Rob Moody is written in. Kev, Neil, little background first, if I may, that hopefully will assist in answering my question. I shoot exclusively street with an X Pro 3 and XF 35mm 1.4 and XF 56 1.2. The latter, best known perhaps for portrait work, but I find it great for street. Although it's big and heavy, and after a full day of shooting, I certainly start to feel that. Consequently, I have become increasingly aware of and ultimately purchased the 50mm f2, seduced by its smaller profile, build quality and substantially lower price. Which leads me to my question. Does either of you use the 50mm f2? If so, any tips on using it would be much appreciated because I'm really struggling with it. Is it quirky or is it me? Rob Moody, is it quirky? I've used the 50mm f2 actually. I've never found it. I don't know what he means by quirky.
I think I know what he means. Yeah, I've got one. I like it. I do use it sometimes on the street as well. Very small, very light.
Yeah.
But I think probably what's happening is that he's comparing the results from the 56 1.2 to the 50 f2.
Yeah.
And wide open, the 50 f2 isn't going to be as sharp as like the 56 at even 2.8 or f3.5. So I think to get the best out of the 50mm f2, you're probably looking at 2.8, 3.5, 5.6 in terms of aperture for sharpness. So maybe it's a comparison of that.
It's not eggs for eggs, is it?
It's not eggs for eggs, no. And there's a reason that the 56 1.2 is about 4 times the price of the 50mm f2.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've never found that 56 really heavy though. Have you, Kev? I don't know.
Well, it depends what camera you've got it on for a start. If you're walking around doing street photography all day with an XT5 and a 56 1.2, then yeah, it's you're not going to be raising it to your eye and shooting constantly all day long. It's,
maybe not. Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah, it's a good combination.
All right. You need to. If you've got 1,000 questions to do, you better do the next one.
Rasmund Bonaliki.
Do you know, Kev, I'm going to miss you reading out names.
Rasmus Bonaliki. It's Norwegian because it's got one of those O's with a line through it.
Right.
So I don't know how that pronounces itself, what the nomenclature for that is. Anyway, I've probably completely massacred it. Why is the X80 not anything we talk about? Why don't Fuji make an X100 with a 35mm lens? And why haven't you tested the Sigma 17 to 40?
Yeah, why haven't you, Kev? I'm placing this all back over to you because you're the technical one in our marriage.
Yeah, well, we have talked about the X80 hundreds of times over the years.
Yeah,
so
get you.
Yeah, we have, and I would love one. Obviously, I've written about it many times on my website. I don't think, and I wouldn't want Fujifilm to make a X100 with a 35mm lens because it's built for the 23. The X100 is built with that 23mm. Of course, we're talking APS-C here now. So if you put a 35mm lens in it, it's going to be 50mm. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be longer. It's just not going to be the same camera. That doesn't mean that they couldn't make two variants, but I wouldn't want them to ditch the 23mm for a 35 equivalent. You do have the digital zoom, digital crop, which, is a bit of a compromise, just crops the image in camera if you want to see in 35mm. And the fact that it's a 40 megapixel sensor means that you can do that and still get very usable images. You won't get the compression, obviously, if it was a real 35mm f1.4 lens. The Sigma 17 to 40, why haven't I tested it? I don't need it. I don't need it. Yeah, I wouldn't. That's not a lens that would ever appeal to me, whether it was made by Sigma or Fujifilm. That zoom length is not in my radar. I only ever use zooms for sports photography, really, and that's not just a range I would use. So yeah, that's it. Sorry to disappoint you, Rasmus.
Neil Bodinet. Now, there's a couple of gripes he has here, but I'm just going to take number 2 if that's okay, because we've talked about the app a little bit of late. I use a number of specific Fujifilm recipes for different looks that I want to achieve depending upon the circumstances. It would be incredibly useful if I could assign my most used specific recipes, not film simulations, to the FS1, FS2 and FS3 slots on the film simulation dial. Can you use your contacts, please, to find out if this might be possible in an upcoming firmware upgrade? Well, I'm not sure we can do that. I should just say that somebody who we've lent on for advice and help in moments like this has been Andreas, who's been really, and it would be unfair if he was not mentioned within this final episode for the moment, of his support for this show and for the brand, because he's the sort of person that picks up questions like Neil's and runs with it and actually does send it to the corridors above to see if stuff can be done, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I spoke to Andreas yesterday actually, and he's been a real kind of lifeline really, and not just for us but for the whole community. And I think a lot of people certainly in the FujiCast group, have no problem or over the years didn't have any problems reaching out with him. He was very kind to a lot of people in terms of support and kind of cameras and everything like that. So yeah, definitely 100% big thanks to him. Yeah. What camera did he have, Neil?
No, it was he has an XT50. But I think he's talking.
So the XE5 you can do this on. The XE5 is the first camera that allows you to apply a recipe to a film simulation selector option. But none of the other cameras do, and I would imagine they won't via firmware. I don't know. Apart from having Andreas as a friend, I'm no longer in that world, so I have no connections at all. And quite rightly, Andreas wouldn't let me in on those things. But my gut feeling is that's not a firmware type thing because it's connected to physical buttons and dials and what have you. So I wouldn't imagine seeing it come into the XT50 in a firmware update.
Near you.
Yeah.
Right, your turn. Oh, we're buzzing through these. We've not got long left, Kev.
All right, this one's for you. Paul the Tech. He calls himself Paul the Tech.
Well, I'm not going to be able to answer this. It's called Paul the Tech.
QQ.
This is frightening me already.
QQ for Neil. My occasional video clips are imported to Lightroom along with all of the stills for some simplicity of cataloguing. I've just found that no video clips show up when searching by keywords that were assigned either at import or subsequently, but all stills do show correctly. Have I missed something in the setup? Thanks both of you for the fortnightly joviality and useful info from Swindonland. I thought it said Switzerland. Swindonland.
Swindonland. Well, on the Photowalk podcast, I call stuff land after the. Normally, though, it's England land or Wales land, and then you'd have Swindonville. That's the way I usually. Anyway, I think he sent that email to completely the wrong person, and you know that too.
I don't know the answer. I mean, essentially, I don't bring any video clips into Lightroom, so I don't know, and I don't actually.
I'd like to be able to do it because bringing video. I tell you what, to be able to grade in Lightroom would be lovely, and I think you can do it, can't you, Kev? But there's a sort of roundabouty.
Yeah, you can apply some profiles and stuff in Lightroom to video footage, but it's nothing compared to what you do in Premiere Pro. No. But I don't know about the keywording. I don't actually keyword myself, but obviously keywords do work for stills. I would have assumed that you could keyword a video clip. If they allow you to put a keyword on a video clip, then I would assume it was searchable. But no, don't know. I don't know. Sorry.
Well,
I aimed at Neil, but
I do think it went to the wrong person. I've now run out of questions in my my inbox. That's it, Kev.
That's it.
So do you want to do one more QQ from Facebook?
Okay. Let me see if I can find one.
Don't say no now.
Yeah, I think I might.
No, you can't say that. No.
I haven't. There isn't any QQ. I don't want to end on a really boring technical question.
No.
Yeah,
do you want to do?
I haven't got one.
Well, I tell you what. Then we'll do one for my. I asked you some questions on my podcast. I have a little box, didn't I, of questions, a biscuit tin.
Yeah, that was on the Patreon pop-up. Yeah.
On the oh no, we did that on the Patreon pop-up, didn't we? So let's do one now then.
Okay.
A different kind of question to end with. I don't want to do a social media one. I'm trying to find a nice one here, Kev, to end on. I'm not sure how you will answer it. What's a question, Mullins, that you wish people might ask you?
How much money do you want?
And on that note, that's it. Until we maybe pop up and do something in the next few months or so. Thank you to everybody who's supported this podcast, who's listened to it, who's just been a part of our amazing community. And it would be amiss of me if I didn't also, Kev, thank our wives and our kids, because they've appeared on occasion here too, haven't they?
Yeah.
But
Rose is 18 now. She turned 18 on Friday.
I know. I mean, she was just a little... She was just a glint in your eye.
Yeah.
When we still not quite.
Yeah.
But there we go. Kev, it's been an absolute thrill and a joy. And this won't be the last time we work together. That is for sure. Who knows where we may pop up, what we may do, but I'm sure we will meet again, as the song goes.
Indeed, I'm sure we will.
Enjoy your holiday.
I will.
You deserve this. But at this point, I think we need a proper pithy but nonetheless important quote. And so I'm going to turn, Kev, as I often do in moments of great significance, to the literary heavyweight that is Winnie the Pooh, who said this to Christopher Robin as they contemplated taking a different path for a while. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
Don't ask me to stop now. I just hear yada 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 yada. It's easy. Your mouth moves. I just hear